My next guest is an Irish-Italian stand-up who's gone from playing triangle in the orchestra to becoming one of the biggest noises in the world of comedy since. Been nominated for Best Newcomer at the Edinburgh Festival. He's gone on to gather hundreds of plaudits, thousands of fans and millions of laughs. We're delighted to welcome him on the show tonight. Please give it up for Vittorio Angelone! Welcome to the show, Vittorio. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you, Paddy?
I'm good. You're...
Well, I was very proud of the suitcase that I won on House of Games, but apparently it's tat, so...
There we go. Of course, yes. So this is... you've been on Richard's...
It came out last week. I was on Richard Osmond's House of Games.
That's the only non-tat prize, to be fair. That and the fondue set are the only non-tat prizes, yeah. That's better.
There we go.
There you go.
Pride of place. Yes, I was on, and I got... And I think I'm quite competitive. And it's a quiz show, and I like a quiz, and I like a pub quiz, and there's Monday to Friday, 5 episodes. And I've learned since from the fans on Twitter, you're not supposed to win all 5 days.
OK. Yes.
I think I took it a bit seriously.
Yes.
And tried a bit hard at the trivia, but...
But that's how you win the big prizes.
That's how you win all the tat, Paddy.
Yes, I see what you're saying. I mean, you're a busy man, you're gigging lots of venues. Belfast boy, not a Belfast name. Can you tell us where the Angelones came from?
Yes, grew up in Belfast, half Italian, so I come from an immigrant background. That sometimes gets an applause, but don't worry about it. You can feel how the voting trends are shifting in Ireland. Listen, you get the government you deserve. No, I grew up in Belfast, half Italian. My family had to move away from Italy during World War II to get away from all the bombs and violence. So they moved to Belfast. Good work, team. Out of the frying pan into the rye.
You're saying you're competitive. Were you watching the football then this week? I know you're a footy fan.
I had a bit of a nightmare. So I was in New York last week, and I got back the day before the match, and I was
New York luggage.
Truly,
Did you take that to New York?
I've taken this to Australia. I've taken it to New York, and every so often, and I was like, it's a pre-record, so we recorded it months ago, and it only came out last week, and I was sort of wheeling this around, going, I am slightly wheeling around a spoiler. Yeah. For Richard Osmond's House of Games, and occasionally I'd be putting it on the security tray, and they go, how'd you get that? And I go, oh, well, I couldn't possibly say how I got that, actually. It was very Belfast protocol of sort of say nothing about the suitcase.
But remember not to leave it there.
Yes, don't leave it unattended. Yes. I've learned that lesson before.
Oh, imagine that if that had been blown up. I don't think any of them have been blown up yet.
Don't dare me, Richard. I will blow up your suitcase.
I will, honestly, collaborate with me on Instagram. We'll do that.
That'll go viral. And we'll both wink afterwards.
That's like my only thing.
So I was all set. I've got, okay, I'm going to watch the match when I get back from New York. It's going to be great. And I sat down, had it on the TV, and jet lag is a cruel mistress, and I fell asleep just before kick-off and woke up and saw the final score during the reaction from the pundits. So but I think it's good. I don't think Irish people are we're not used to this.
No.
Winning.
Very true. Well, I mean, England fans are, but Irish fans, not so much.
Well, because England fans, they go to these tournaments and they get filled with expectation, and I'm worried that we're getting filled with expectation, because England fans, like, I live in London, and it's very funny. In the build-up to a tournament, they're all like, oh, it's coming home. And it never is.
Richard applauding, and that's the clip we'll use.
Yeah, very good.
But I'm much more of a fan of, like, you know, Ireland. Like, I somehow like it when they don't make the tournament and we just have to support, you know, whoever England are against, you know. I've always been a huge fan of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. That's my boyhood team. They're a good bunch, but you know, I do get in trouble for being a bit antagonistic to the English sometimes.
No, I can see the competitive nature coming out here. We actually have a little clip because you've played a bit yourself.
Played a little bit of football, and I'm hoping for a call-up for the game.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, we got a clip here, Richard. Have a little look at this. This is you with a charity game. You're playing against Dimitar Berbatov.
Yes, one of the greatest Bulgarians to ever kick a football.
That is correct.
And I'm not very good at football, but I am what people would refer to as a cheeky bastard. So I just took a notion to do something a bit mad.
Okay, here we go. We got a clip. Talk us through what's happening here. So this
So
is
I
you in the
pick
game.
up the ball, a brilliant interception, and I just nutmegged him.
Oh wow!
Because fuck Bulgaria. Look at that!
Celebration!
I played very cool. I did, Paddy, I
just
did
kicked the ball away.
I kicked the ball away to somebody, they might have been in the other team. I did a lap of the pitch and got a high five from Jason McAteer, and I will take that to my grave.
Take your grave. Good work. You're saying there, so you're living in England now, you've got the girlfriend's English as well.
Yeah. No, she's a good friend, and we hang out, me and my girlfriend. She's lovely. I think, look, all couples, no matter nationality, they all have little arguments. And a classic little argument is like, you know, you took up more than half the bed. That's a classic couple argument. I don't know if you and Simon have had the you took up more than half the bed.
I certainly do.
Simon.
We have bunk beds. Not married, Ireland, not married.
But I feel like an English-Irish relationship is the only one where she takes up more than half the bed and I call her a colonial bastard. She'll move back, but she will take 6 pillows. Maybe just a joke for the Nordies in the room, that's okay.
And now you're going to sing 4 Green Duvets, is that right? Very good. You said somewhere that you thought you...
I have a toxic trait with Simon because we have a very calm and loving relationship, but when I have a few drinks, I don't know if it's just me, but I look at him and I genuinely think, I'm like, I could definitely take him. Like, I really, as a woman, I'm like, I could, like, you're bigger and stronger, but I'm scrappier, like, I could definitely take you down. And tomorrow we're going to find out, Simon, so let's see.
I'm so sorry, Richard, This is taking a very antagonistic turn. I'm so sorry where this has gone for our visitors from overseas.
Oh, I love it.
Richard,
I'm very comfortable with it.
You're fine with this?
Yeah.
You saw this man in Edinburgh back in the day. You realised there was something...
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to see him, and he was so funny. He was just terrific. You could tell right away. And I've worked in comedy for years and years and years, and you can be like watching Kaida now. You can see when someone's got it, and you've definitely got it. And when I saw Vittorio, I thought I can't wait to see where he's going in the next few years. So lovely to have him now have a piece of luggage with my face on it, which is that's essentially how I like to roll. You'll have one. You'll have one soon.
I don't want one.
Okay. How about a fondue set?
Yeah, I'll take a fondue set. I'll take a fondue set. Yeah, for sure.
You know, one of the brilliant things, I love watching your stand-up because it's funny, but it's open. You're an open book. On stage you've talked about this kind of, possibly being autistic. Where are you with all of that at the moment?
It's an interesting process trying to be autistic or
There it is.
trying to get autism. I just got all the vaccines. I'm hoping for the best. But it's funny because normally when you're not well, you phone the doctor. But when you think you have autism, you still have to phone the doctor. But normally you have symptoms. You got a blocked nose, you got a sore head, you got all this stuff going on. When you think you have autism, you kind of have to phone the doctor and go, "Hello, I'm weird." And he goes, "How weird?" "Clinically weird, I believe." And there's sort of a whole back and forward. They send you out they chat to you and ask if you're the only person that thinks you have autism. And I said, no, it's everyone on the internet. My Instagram messages are just people with autism telling me that I have autism. And the messages don't start, "Oh, Vittorio, have you considered that you might?" The messages start, "Thank you for representing our community." But so you go through this, and I'm currently, so the second round they send you a sort of application form for autism. I don't think that's the word that they use.
Yes.
But it felt like an application form. I wrote a cover letter just in case. And now I'm through to the third round. This is where I currently am. I'm through to the third. I'm through to judges' houses of autism. So fingers crossed. I feel like it'll be sort of a Simon Cowell moment at the end where they go, I'm really sorry to say, you're riddled with it.
So this is a real diagnosis?
A real process, and it's been, like, there's really difficult parts to it, and sort of looking back. I mean, we're building up to the toy show. Like, you sort of look back at moments in your life where you go, oh yeah, that was probably a dead giveaway, really. And there's a story that my mum tells of when I was 3 years old, sort of around this time of year. The mum came in and said, like, oh, Vittorio, are you excited for Santa? And I turned around as a 3-year-old and said, I don't know why adults insist on lying to children.
Okay.
So there's your diagnosis there, I reckon.
Yes.
But you look back on these moments and you can have difficult social interactions, and there's a worry that I don't want to be defined by it. I think some people grab a hold of these diagnoses and go, well, this is my whole personality, my whole identity, and I'm very averse to that. You know, I'm very proud to be Irish, but it's not the only thing about me. I'm very proud to be Italian and part of that heritage, but that's not the only thing about me either, and I don't want this diagnosis to be sort of a cover-all for the reasons I do everything. I think I want to be my own person aside from that, but that's just an element of who I am, I think, is the hope.
The new show is called You Can't Say Anything Anymore.
You can't say nothing anymore.
Can't say nothing. Very West Belfast title.
Yes, yeah. It sort of plays on this idea of, I get very frustrated and bored with comedians who say everybody's too woke nowadays and you can't say anything anymore, because I just think it's complete nonsense. I've performed all around the country, all around the world, and I find audiences are very receptive to material that can be controversial or difficult, as long as you're quite skilled and caring with how you approach those topics. And then there's the element of talking about the say nothing side of things, because Belfast is really on the global map at the minute, and the global consciousness, and just talking about this feeling of a younger generation in Northern Ireland having to redefine our identity. Because the defining characteristic for lots of people about Northern Ireland is the Troubles. But I didn't live through that. I was born in 1996, so I think we've given a blank canvas to sort of decide what that means to us, and whether that's me doing stand-up about it, or Kneecap rapping about it, or all these different people, or Derry Girls, and you've had Anto Boylan, all these people, and I just think it's exciting, it's daunting, but I think we have a real opportunity to write our own story on our own terms, and that's part of what I'm trying to do with the show.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Vittorio is taking his new show. You Can't Say Nothing Anymore around Ireland and Britain. From January next year, you can see VittorioAngelone.com for more. And you can listen to his podcast, Vittorio and Mike's Guide to Parenting, wherever you get your podcast. One more time, Vittorio Angelone.